afternoon, and good evening. Let's get this thing going on a Saturday morning. Thank those who tuning in to the nation. Yes. All right. Let's go, baby. Let's go ahead and bring out these facts. I know you guys love the facts. Y'all don't like the facts. Y'all love them. Let's get this thing going one way or another. This is the Law Nation's Sports Report, Review, Fact Finder, you name it, put it in the binder. This is your brother from another mother, no other. Don't look like Danny Glover, but keep it cool with you all. Thank everybody for tuning in on this early, and I'm going to say this early morning as we begin to talk about these things as it relates to the Dallas Cowboys, as well as as of course we got to talk about the Colin Cowherds of the world and see what he's talking about with Dak Prescott. I'm gonna let the room fill up before we begin, but hey, it is what it is, guys. I have a podcast that's LAW Nation. Join that podcast if you love it. Hit that subscribe button. Join the notification squad. You guys know how this thing go. When you join the notification squad, that means everything. And then on top of that, Cowboys Nation. All we got to do is play our type of game, play our type of temperament. And then on top of that, it is what it is. We will see and feel what it needs to be done out here in order to get this dub. And now we already know that the media has a narrative, have an agenda, have their mindset of what this team should be and where they should go and things like that. We heard those things time and time again. We hear all of this stuff, man. But it is what it is, man. Look, let's go ahead and go in and talk about this thing that is heavily on my mind as it relates to Colin Cowherd, where he said it's clearly that Carson Wentz is like pretty much miles and light years above and beyond Dak Prescott, Dakota Rain Prescott. But let's look at it. Let's listen to what he has to say.
Sinex nasal spray is great during
Appreciate
the next
you
few
tuning
months.
in.
Cold and flu season.
Yes,
Use
indeed.
up to
Thank
12
everybody for
hours
tuning
as
in to the
directed.
nation. Yes.
Sinex nasal
Hit
spray.
that like button, share this content.
I'm going to get to, there's all this talk about who's going to be a Laker. Somebody is going to be a Laker.
True that.
It's not Kevin Durant. And I'll tell you somebody else who everybody thinks is coming here, and he's not coming here. And I'll eliminate him today at the top of the hour with
Yes,
Greg
let's
Cosell.
go. They just do fill in right now.
There's an article yesterday written by Tim Cowlishaw. He's a longtime respected Dallas columnist, not really a homer. Most people kind of lean toward their home team, but he was talking about the playing field between Dak Prescott, the Cowboy quarterback, and Carson Wentz, the Philadelphia Eagle quarterback, has leveled. And I thought to myself, no, it hasn't. The gap is the Grand Canyon. There's not a general manager in the league. Take out the Eagles and the Cowboys. The 30 remaining GMs, 30 out of 30 would take Carson Wentz. Now, Cowlishaw went on to say, yeah, he's better, and yet given the choice, teams would take Wentz over Prescott. But it's not necessarily by so much that it makes all the difference in the world. Oh, yes, it does. That's exactly what it does. Carson Wentz is coming off an ACL tear. He was not healthy for the first 2 months.
Okay,
he has no running game due to a player leaving in an injury. He lost both of his top offensive guys, and he's still having a better year. Okay, the story here with the Dallas Cowboys.
Before he goes into small details of what he's talking about, let's talk about this. Dak Prescott, and I'm not just trying to be an apologist, but I'm just trying to bring in the facts. Okay, we just got Amari Cooper, the 9th game of the year? That's even kind of sort of like a little bit beyond midway point. That's cool. Well, so we got Amari Cooper. But beyond that, we was playing with 60% of our offensive line. Nobody really explosive beyond the Ezekiel Elliott. But these are not me making excuses. This is just facts. Then on top of that, if you remove Ezekiel Elliott, and if you remove the Amari Coopers of the world, what do you expect a 4th-round draft pick to do? Just bring that home to me, Cowboys Nation. What are you guys expecting? And we already know who Jason Garrett is. There's a lot of people would say this right here. Of course, Carson Wentz is a better quarterback. It is already given. It was already writing in the stars, right, that Carson Wentz is a better thrower of the ball. That's truth. That's facts. First round draft pick. I mean, tell you that Stephen Wonder can see that. Everybody knows that. It's crazy to me that a 4th-round draft pick is always being compared to a first. And that's cool. That's kind of sort of me comparing Jordan Howard to Ezekiel Elliott. It will be crazy. But into the national media world, this is something that they do continuously, time and time again. And I'm going to bust them up with facts, and I'm going to expose Colin Cowherd today. I'm going to expose this guy today, so y'all just stay around.
Isn't Dak, but he's a quarterback. And like Romo, Aikman, Roger Staubach, Danny White, the Cowboy quarterback gets a lot of discussion. It's the Lakers shooting guard. It's the Yankee shortstop. There are positions in American sports that get the discussion. The story is about how damn good the Cowboys are besides Dak. Dak is Andy Dalton. He's Blake Bortles. He's RG3. He's a better version of Tebow. In a short window, when a team around him has a lot of ingredients, mostly a strong running game, it can hide his weaknesses.
All right, let me stop you a little bit on that aspect. Everybody that you just mentioned, let me know in the chat box which round were they drafted. Even Tim Tebow, which round were these guys drafted? And I will sit and wait. Just let me know. I'm going to bust them up with some facts later.
Here's what I don't think people understand about Dallas. Because if you do a blind resume right now with Dak Prescott, this is with a better than average offensive line. This is with now
better than average offensive line.
Arguably the best running back in the game. With a slot receiver, number one receiver. The blind resume, you know who he compares to? Winning, completion, touchdowns, passer rate. Ryan Tannehill, who, for the record, has missed 5 games.
Now, before I stop him again, I just love busting him up with these facts right here. What round was Ryan Tannehill drafted? And then on top of that, look at this right here. Remember, I was talking about the collective intangibles that Dak Prescott brings that a Ryan Tannehill would never bring. And people fail to realize that. You can insert Ryan Tannehill to the Cowboys, and I promise you, you will still have one of those seasons where we like, man, we're 3-13, or we 4-12, or we what have you. We just a sub 500 team, just like everybody else says, right? Ryan Tannehill do not bring in these factors. The intangibles of Dak Prescott running the ball with his legs. That 3rd down play last game against the Saints was everything that you needed to embody of who Dak Prescott is. Now, trust me, I was saying cardiac Dak when I was calling the game. Yes, he brings you to the edge of your seat, but that's what a 4th-round draft pick quarterback's supposed to do. He's not supposed to be on the level of these 1st-round draft graded quarterbacks. Remember, I'm saying graded because this is where they expecting to become. And that was Ryan Tannehill. He was expecting to throw the ball to carve up and galvanize the defense and methodically move his team down the field. But I digress. Let's listen to what Colin Cowherd continuously have to say.
Tannehill hadn't missed any games, he'd be blowing Dak away.
If was a 5th.
Dak is blind resume.
Those blind resumes are always just such a punch in the guts.
That's who he is. And that's not a healthy Ryan Tannehill.
Right.
That's an injured Ryan Tannehill. The story of the Cowboys this year, how good their supporting cast is. I was doing this morning. If you go to Pro Football Focus and they grade players by position, and I'm not saying they're perfect, but they're as good as anybody else. The Cowboys have an elite running back, Zeke. An elite pass rusher, DeMarcus Lawrence. 2 elite linebackers, Leighton Vander Esch, Jalen Smith. An elite corner in Byron Jones. An elite left tackle, center, and right guard, though the center is hurt. And an elite wide receiver. Amari Cooper is rated as their highest rated offensive player, even above Zeke. The Cowboys have 9 elite players.
Before he began to talk about and try to elevate the Cowboys just to knock them down to compare it to a team with less elite players, Leighton Vander Esch, he became elite during the process of this year. Now, he is on the top of the Pro Football Focus according to like these stats and things of that nature of becoming an elite player. Jalen Smith, one can argue the fact that a lot of people, even Cowboy Nation people that was out there saying that, oh, he's still a bust. He does not do change of directions. He's still this and that. that. But I was telling everybody, this really is Leighton Vander Esch's second year. His first year was redshirted last year. He was still trying to develop, and I was telling everyone, look, just wait. Be patient with Jalen Smith. And Jalen Smith is coming above, but I wouldn't put him in the elite status, but pro football folks put him in those categories, which is cool. So you can say non-elite players, but guess what, Colin? You're missing the fact that we just got Amari Cooper. And yes, with Amari Cooper, we are 4-1. And I love that stat. I love those numbers. Can anybody imagine if we had the chance and the opportunity to have Amari Cooper all offseason, all through training camp, all through preseason? Can you imagine what that number and that record would be? I will sit and wait. But these are things that the national media just do not bring home. They will look at the fact and say, okay, Amari Cooper, oh, he's elite now. But when he was playing with Carson, well, no. When he was playing with the Carr brother, I keep on forgetting it is Derek or David Carr, whatever. When he was playing with the Carr, who was a better quote unquote passer of the ball than Dak Prescott, he couldn't get open. He couldn't get this thing going. He couldn't catch the ball. But all of a sudden, he goes to a quarterback who's subpar, who can't bring in anything according to the national media. All of a sudden, he's elite now. Remember, Amari Cooper 3 or 4 months ago was trash, but now he's elite. I'll sit and wait of what he's going to say after this. But okay, we already know that Carr is a better quarterback than Dak Prescott, but he gets a pass. He gets a $25 million pass, right? Was he drafted in the second round? You guys correct me if I'm wrong. But remember, I say this all the time. So you trying to tell me, you trying to convince me that a 4th round draft pick in his 3rd year is already better than a 2nd round draft pick who already had time. And I don't care what nobody say to me about the coachings and everything, because everybody had Gruden as a better coach than Jason Garrett. Everybody had, especially for those of us on the West Coast, that offensive line that the Raiders got. Man, everybody was saying, oh, that's a vicious offensive line. That's a good offensive line, right? Everybody was saying that. And beast mode, that's a nice, decent running back. Oh, but they couldn't win. They couldn't get the quarterback to the Amari Cooper exchange going. I wonder why. And don't they have a better tight end? Come on now. They miss me with this stuff.
Do you realize the LA Rams
intangible
do not have 9 elite players?
Oh, man, miss me with
The
that,
Kansas City
man.
Chiefs
Oh.
have 7.
Give me Travis Frederick.
Cowboys
Give me
have
Kansas
9,
City
and
Chiefs
by the
any
way,
day.
They're not just elite players. They're at key positions. Left tackle, running back. In 2018, wide receiver, pass rusher, lockdown corner. This day and age, athletic linebackers are in short supply, and they are wildly important. The story of the Cowboys isn't Dak. He's Dalton, a better Tebow, RG3, Blake
All
Bortles.
those guys were
The
drafted
story
in the
is
first round, he
Jones
just
family
mentioned.
has hit it out of the park in the last several drafts. Cowboys are loaded. If you gave Phillip Rivers this lineup, Tom, don't fall for the Dak Prescott thing, because we've seen this over and over and over again. By the way, yesterday, Jason Whitlock went kind of crazy on the assertion that Wentz and Dak are close.
Quarterbacks from the same draft are not on the same playing field. They're barely on the same planet. No question Carson Wentz has taken a step back from a year ago when he was an MVP candidate. But Wentz isn't in Dak land. Dak land is sack land. It's a neighborhood in Dallas where quarterbacks lack confidence, hold the ball, absorb unnecessary sacks, and fumble the football.
Yeah, that's really the truth. The gap here is huge. I remember when Andy Dalton broke in this league.
Go ahead, talk to me.
He just had it. He had 2 tight ends, Mohamed Sanu, Marvin Jones, A.J. Green. They had a couple good running backs, and Tyler Eifert. And then they had a kid from Oklahoma was another tight end, Jeremy Gresham, I think. I mean, I could be getting it. Yeah, Jermaine Gresham. And for like 3 years, we were like, whoo! And then all those guys left or got hurt, except A.J. Green. Now you're like, oh, yeah, we need a new quarterback. Don't fall for this.
Man, if you give Dak Prescott those weapons, I promise you, Dak Prescott's intangibles are beyond what an Andy Dalton can do, and I'll bring up those facts later. What we fail to realize that this team, the best friend for a quarterback will be a running back and also the tight end interchangeables. Those are always the best friend to any quarterback. I'm just going to be real with you. But still, he failed to realize the key factor of any football. The guys that you are trying to compare Dak Prescott to are first freaking round draft picks. That's just the end of the story. And then on top of that, Dak Prescott, yes, he got a lot of improvement to do, right? But one can argue the fact we still got Jason Garrett, Kellen Moores of the world to even try to elevate Dak Prescott. It is what it is at this point, but the national media always try to point fingers at the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys team. But let's continue to go.
Don't fall for this thing. Dallas is stacked. Right now, the
stacked.
thing
Now all of a
holding
sudden
them
they stacked.
back is the quarterback spot. By the way, the Wentz blind resume this year. Let's put up Carson Wentz.
Go ahead. Compare him to the GOAT, huh?
So
I know what he's going to do.
We saw that Dak's blind resume was who? Ryan Tannehill. The Carson Wentz blind resume. Completion percentage, it's Tom Brady.
Okay.
And that's having lost his running game, his two offensive guys, and coming into the year off an ACL injury. That was last year's Tom, not this one. Last
Then you
year's
preference
Tom Brady
it,
won MVP.
Comparing them to last year's numbers,
Tom
right?
Brady last year, MVP Tom Brady. It's the hurt.
I can't make this stuff up, guys. So look at that on the screen, right? I know you can't see Tom Brady's picture, but you can see his stats to the right. All right, so this is the thing. Can't make this up, and I'm gonna bust him across his head, right? PG-13 type of bust him. You know, I'm not trying to go out there and fight Colin, but this is the thing. All right, so he's saying he prefacing his statement about this is with Carson Wentz without his running back, right? Hey, and then on top of that, this is without his elite defense. What happened to the Cowboys last year? Remember, I was telling everyone, hey, if you take away Ezekiel Elliott for 6 games, of course, we was 9-7. We still was able to get 9-7 record. But one can argue this major fact right here. Facts. This is not no opinions, because when opinions becomes fact, then you have to listen. If you was to have Ezekiel Elliott for those 6 games, do we become 9-7? Yeah. Ezekiel Elliott is our first round draft pick in 2016. And then on top of that, it is what it is, guys. But less than let me just go ahead and just pull these facts up so that everybody can be on the same page, so we can be on the same exact dial. I really appreciate each and every last one of you guys. But look, this is brought to you by Pro Football Reference. Go there, go to www.profootballreference.com/comparison. And we're going to bring up the GOAT. You know, we're going to have to bring up the GOAT stat. And I hate to do this passionately. I hate to do this, man. But I got to, because this is the only way that people can realize and understand where I'm coming from when I'm talking about it takes time to develop. It takes time for all these things to go about. Where in the world is Tom Brady? Come on now, Brady. Tombrady. When I type in Tom, it should automatically pull up Brady, because that's just how it should be. So we already know that Tom Brady did not play his first year. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to preference it a little bit. We're going to go to his first year all the way through his 4th, and we're going to look at it from your eyes. And you guys going to be able to see this on your screen, so we can all be on the same page. So he didn't make the comparison between Tom Brady and Dak Prescott, but he tried to preface it to modern day and say Tom Brady as of now to the Carson Wentz. But let's look. Let's look at everything from what we can see. The numbers are pretty much still in the same wheelhouse. Tom Brady, 213 yards. Dak Prescott, 219. If I hit this button right here, it'll put who numbers were better. Okay? So this is same amount of games almost. Matter of fact, Tom Brady played 4 more games than Dak Prescott at this point. 48 games to 44 games. Is that on your? Is that what you guys can see on your page? Let me know. Touchdowns. We're gonna go about this again. Keep in mind, just keep in mind, Dak Prescott got Jason Garrett as his coach. The other team had Bill Belichick. I digress. These numbers are so stinking comparable to each other. It's crazy. The only thing that I can say that Dak Prescott got over Tom Brady, and of course I do know that a few collective people are going to say, oh, wait a minute, Tom Brady got Super Bowl rings. Tom Brady had one hell of a defense, and they had one hell of a coach, Bill Belichick. So you mean to tell me if Bill Belichick had Dak Prescott in these first 3 years, we will be not hosting the Lombardi Trophy somewhere within this time frame? But I digress. We're gonna talk about the yards, right? These are numbers that are comparable to a quarterback that's managing the game. But Dak Prescott, he can get it done with his legs, 21. But let's look at this main factor right here that everybody's love, right? Completion percentages. Dak Prescott on top of things. Of course, we will see at the end of the year, because this is Tom Brady. He got 4 more games than Dak Prescott at this point. We will see at the end of the year how this number is going to project. But I can tell you that Dak Prescott, I think that he's going to get at least another 300-400 yards within these 4 games. So it can be still comparable to this number right here. Touchdowns, maybe, just maybe. It's more touchdown by what we call it, Tom Brady, the legend, the GOAT, the myth, right? He got 10 more touchdowns, 69. But I'm going to bring in that other thing, which what I call intangibles, the things that you just can't see. All right, so quarterback rating, what would you take, 95.5 or would you take 85.9? Or let me know. Quarterback rating. All right, the longest yard, 91. Tom Brady beats him on that. Interception ratio, okay. Who passed more interceptions? Let's look at it. Tom Brady threw 38 interceptions. 38. 38, okay, to Dak Prescott, 22. But this is the other thing that everybody always want to challenge the law on. Everybody always want to bring up this thing right here. And I just love to bring up fun facts. Everybody called Dak Prescott Dink and Dunk Dak. But guess what? I got facts. I got numbers for you guys to digest. Look at it right here. The average yard that was passed in the air, 6.6 for Tom Brady, 7.4. So let me know which quarterback was dinking and dunking down the field. I will sit and wait. All right, so with that being said, the other intangible that you always have to bring up, and when I say this all the time, is this right here. When you look at Dak Prescott's resume, his complete body of work, 17 touchdowns with his legs. Look at this column. Is that what you guys can see? If you can pull up Pro Football Reference, can you see the exact same thing? Oh, so that's where this is where the outlier. This is where people fail to look up and bring up the fact that this is 17 points. That's 17 times 6 is 102, right? Is that good calculation by your books? Let me know. Take 17 times 6. That's 102 points. Hey, if you remove that, you got to remove those 102 points. That's just the bottom line. And then on top of that, Tom Brady, yes, he is a legend, and it's kind of blasphemous for me to even point these things out to compare Tom Brady to Dak Prescott. And I'm not saying that Dak Prescott going to get 5 Super Bowl rings, because we already know that Bill Belichick, and the Cheatriots, or whatever you want to call them, they did some things to finagle some of those Super Bowl rings, and then a lot of those Super Bowl rings came from a field goal. And but these 2 quarterbacks right here are a pure example of what it looks like to be a game managing the ball, managing the game, but people fail to realize the truth, and everybody want to run away from the truth, and that's just the bottom line. Compare, so I hope you guys ain't saying compare Dak Prescott to Patrick Mahomes. I can go ahead and tell you, Patrick Mahomes is a better passer, a better thrower, and everything that Dak Prescott wish he was. That's not the case. That's not the scenario. This is not what I'm trying to bring home. I'm just trying to bring you guys the truth and what it is when you talk about Dak Prescott and all the other people that's out here. That's all I'm trying to bring home. But neither here nor there. Those convinced against their will is of the same opinion still. I always have to bring that home to each and every last one of the people that's out here, to the nation. I really appreciate each and every last one of you guys, but I gotta really, I really gotta bust up. I really gotta do this, man. I really gotta bust up Colin Cowherd on this. And that's just the natural flow of everything. I really appreciate you all. But before I go into the second part of this segment, I got to bring home the fact that 5,000 watts, the first person that's in the chat box, Zachary, the first person on the Law Nation 2.0, second person in the chat box. And then on top of that, on the Law Nation page, appreciate each and every last one of you guys. John, first person that's in the chat box, salute to you, man. Thank you for the dedication for the nation. James Martez, third. Because John was in first, second, and third, so you kind of like fourth, but it's all good, man. Thank those with the notification. But let's go ahead and get to the second part of this quick show for you all, because we really want to call out Colin Cowherd. This is the thing, I would say less than 6 months, less than the time that it takes to make a baby, right? He had a different opinion. He had a different view of things. And we're going to bring that home. We really going to talk about this. Everybody, go get your popcorn. I'm going to bust them up real quick, right quick. Let's bring home the fact. This less than 6 months ago. Less than 6 months ago, this guy turned his head on a dime about Dak Prescott. Let's talk about it.
Activity around Dak Prescott, the Dallas Cowboy quarterback. I just don't get it. Yesterday, Stephen Jones, son of Jerry, came out, and he basically, I don't need to play the audio, but he compared Dak to Aikman. He said he's a little bit more like Aikman than Tony Romo. He wants precise routes into the pocket, and it was kind of a shot at Des Bryant, like actually run precise routes. But when I read that, I thought to myself, oh, my God, the negativity when you compare Troy Aikman, an all-time top 10 great, and Dak Prescott. Forget the fact that Dak's had 22 wins in 2 years with major distractions. Zeke, Dez, Jerry Jones, league stuff. But I've said this before. We have an image of people based on, if I say to you, here's a guy, he's from Harvard. You automatically think, oh, he went to Harvard. He's super smart, very successful. Or you say, this guy's a doctor. The average doctor in America makes $70,000 a year. That's a nice living. The average car sales manager makes over that. Manager of a car lot. You think doctor, prestige, wealth. A lot of doctors struggling to pay bills.
True that.
Okay, but there's these preconceived notions. And if you're a first-round quarterback, you're a talent. You get second, third, fourth chances. Dak's a fourth-round quarterback.
Oh,
we always doubt him. I've done this before.
Yes, you did.
Cam Newton, Dak Prescott. Put them up next to each other. Winning percentage, big edge Dak. Completion percentage, huge edge Dak. Passer rating, huge edge Dak. Touchdown to interception ratio, monstrous advantage Dak. And, oh, by the way, in the last 2 years since Dak came into the league, Dak has more rushing touchdowns than Cam. And he's significantly more mature than Cam.
Right.
But we apologize for Cam, and Cam's a first-rounder.
Yes.
Cam's a first-rounder. Hey, right now, Dak, Cam, next 5 years, I'll take Dak.
See?
The numbers don't lie. But I know what you're saying, Colin. You don't like Cam. You're anti-Cam. You're not into Cam.
Oh, wow. Look at those numbers. What do you guys see? Do you see what I see? Do you see what I've been talking about for the last few, I guess, months or what have you? But all of a sudden, it's not about those numbers, right? It's not about the truth of the fact of the matter of everything. I cannot make this up, guys. I can't make this stuff up. It is what it is at this point. But I'm really gonna have to drive home to these things right here. So you see those numbers right here. You guys see what I see. Now, this is less than 7 months ago, less than 6 months ago. The guy tune has changed completely. But let's go. Let's continue. And then on top of that, you know what the craziest thing about all of this is that Dak Prescott winning percentage just increased a little bit more. His touchdown to interception ratio has increased a little bit more. His passer rating is still at 95.5, which is cool. His completion record, I think, is 65.3 now. So Dak is improving in certain small factors, but I digress. He's a 4th-round draft pick who's still being compared to a 1st-round draft pick. But let's continue. Let's listen to what Colin have to say.
Okay. I don't believe that to be true. I think the numbers are true. But you know what I'll do? Let's do a blind resume with Dak and 3 quarterbacks. So I'll do Dak Prescott against another number 1 pick at quarterback that wasn't.
You see how the mood changed?
All right. On the right, check. Blind resume. On the right, Dak Prescott. Who is another number 1 quarterback that Dak beats in all 4 categories?
Talk to me.
Completion, passer rating, touchdown, interception, winning percent.
Oh.
Matt Stafford beats him significantly in all the categories. Colin, but that's not fair because Detroit's a lousy organization.
Talk to us then, Colin.
All right. Let's go to what we perceive to be a well-run, well-coached organization. Blind resume with the quarterback. And this guy is a Super Bowl MVP. Once again, Dak beats him winning percentage, completion percentage, passer rating, touchdown, intercept. Check. Well, who would that be? Not even close, actually. Oh, that's Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco. Joe
All
knows,
Colin,
right?
Flacco's always been overrated. You hate Cam, and the Lions are terrible. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna pick a guy that I like from
Go
a
ahead.
good organization.
Go ahead.
That
This
wins
is the
a bunch,
This is what I really want to hear right now.
and also like Dak has a really good O-line. Okay. All right. This one for sure, Dak's not gonna win. All right, Dak, winning
5,
percentage,
4,
check.
3,
Completion
2.
percentage, check. Passer rating, check. TD interception ratio, check. Who is this quarterback? Oh, it's Carson Wentz, the MVP
Oh,
of the first
my
14
goodness.
weeks of the NFL season. Cam, Stafford, Flacco, Wentz.
Oh, no.
Number 1 pick.
He
Super Bowl
didn't just do that.
MVPs.
He just didn't
The
do
next
that.
great quarterback, Dak. But he's got a great O-line. So does Wentz. But he's a running back.
Talk to me.
Oh, yeah, because, Cam's never had good running backs. Flacco's never had good running backs. And last year,
be.
Philadelphia could just never run the football. Okay. I don't get it.
Watch the closing on this, though.
Dak
Pay attention.
Prescott,
Listen.
4th rounder. You don't pay him the respect because you didn't watch his college games. You really didn't. And he doesn't come from an all-time program. And he not only didn't go in the 1st, didn't go in the 2nd, didn't go in the 3rd. He went in the 4th.
There you go.
And by the
Colin.
way, there's another quarterback in the NFL with a very similar story that went in the 4th, and his own organization whizzed on him when he was there and has whizzed on him since he left. His name is Kirk Cousins. And in Vegas, they're the number 2 favorite to win the Super Bowl. Dak can
We'll
win a
see
Super
about that.
Bowl. Dak may win a Super Bowl. Data, numbers, blind resume. Dak's the real deal and only getting better. And the Cowboys' schedule this year will be their weakest since he entered the league.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest.
So, with
Always
that being
doubted.
said, guys, I cannot make this up, man. I'm gonna open up the floor for a quick Q&A. I really appreciate each and every last one of you guys for tuning in. Whether or not you agree with me, whether you disagree, those convinced against their will is of the same opinion. Still, I always believe in that part of it. I cannot change your mind. All I can do is pull up facts, pull up numbers, and this is my review of what all is going on. So shout out to those that's in the chat box, man. Let me see who we have over here. My Cowboys family. Yes, salute to you, Mario. Thank you for tuning in as well. Who else we have? Vouch for president of the 80%. Seriously, hating on this guy. Laughing out loud. Appreciate you. Janiqua. Go Janiqua. It's your birthday. How you doing, baby? This was from 6 months ago. 6 months ago. Less than the time that it takes for a baby to be born. And this guy to change his mind. But the number's still the same. Almost the numbers are really close in the same wheelhouse. Dak Prescott, 6 months from now, 8 months from now, a year, 3 years, or 4 years from now, he still will be a 4th-round draft pick. These other guys that everybody love to compare to will always be the first. Kirk Cousins do suck. I do agree, John. Kirk Cousins like to give this away. Tattooed African, what's good, man? Top of the morning, Law. Yes, appreciate you, man. I love to hear where you guys are from. Shout out to you, Sarah. Yes, I can't wait to see you today too. We're going to be live at Lava Cantina. That's in Plano. Just type in Lava Cantina. We will have Drew Pearson, Zach Martin, Travis Frederick, Jeff Heath, everybody into the mix. Lincoln Coleman, he's a Super Bowl champion winner in the 90s. So we got a lot of people that's going to be there. Marquez, yes, we bleed silver and blue all day, even twice on Sunday. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Victor, what's good? In front of my house. Yes, man, that's what I'm talking about. Who else we have over here? Anybody from the Periscopes or Twitch? I meant to say I said Twitch. That's going to be a new thing. Twitch. Shout out to you guys. Lance Satchel, Fort Worth. What's good, man? I know it's raining right now, but hey, rain, sleet, or snow, we going to be there. I already know Lance is going to be ready, glued into that TV, man, ready for them Cowboys tomorrow. Yes, numbers don't lie. Chad, you are right. Those numbers don't lie. They can be manipulated in a sense. I agree as an analyst. I look at numbers. We can move numbers around. But in a sense, they can be manipulated, but collectively, numbers do not lie. Yes, Godfather. Yes, I appreciate you, man. He said Twitch. Yes, man. I had a little tongue tied over there. 5,000 watts. What's good, man? Big facts, man. He's on the Law Nation 2.0. Appreciate you, man, for tuning in. Believe it, baby Louie. Yes. You better believe. Mr. Amazing. That's a cold YouTube name. I like that. Yes, at least one glove. Yes. Let's get this thing going one way or another. Do you guys agree with Colin? You know, this is the thing. Just because we have different opinions, just because we have different views, I'm just trying to bring forth on this platform to let you guys know collectively what I be thinking when I'm looking at these guys and I hear these guys. They got millions and millions of views that they point out and they pull out to their viewership. And then I get a third or at least a percentage of those guys come back to this channel and they reverberate or they spit out and they just throw out these things that they say. And I have to make this thing fair and balanced. Of course, Dak Prescott got tons and a lot of things to do. Do I like his delivery off the ball? No, I don't like it. I don't like the fact that he holds onto the ball. But I did say this. Can he learn it? Can he develop? Yes. Just put the right pieces around him. He has those intangibles that we can look at and see and be saying to ourselves, this guy can make it happen. If we win the game tomorrow, this guy will have 30 freaking wins within 30 freaking wins within 3 years. That's an amazing stat. Regardless of how you look at it, that's a good number to have on your resume. But I do know that all of those wins do not belong just solely to him. It's a collective thing. When you have a team, everybody achieves better when you just have a team of people that say, I remove the I remove the me. But it's all about a unit. Everybody speaking from the same hymnal or singing from the same hymnal, as old folks used to say back down my way in Mississippi. But it is what it is. 198 Nova. Appreciate you. Well, 1985. I like that. 1985 Nova. Thank you for making a donation to help grow the nation. I really appreciate that. Mr. Wright, Law Nation speaks like, I don't know. What's up, man? Appreciate you, Mr. Wright. Always in this thing, man. I really appreciate you for tuning in to the nation. Tattooed African, I agree. If he had get the ball out faster and use a little bit more accuracy, then he will be unstoppable. Yes, he would. He would be just one of those guys that we can look at it and say to ourselves, yes, but we can't get that out of a 4th round draft pick right now. Of course, you got your missed numbers out there. Of course, Tom Brady, I do hear a lot of people saying, oh, he was a 6th round draft pick who sat on the bench his first year. I would love for Dak Prescott to sit his butt on the bench for the entire year and watch, just watch Tony Romo. If Romo was to stay healthy, if Romo stayed healthy and Dak Prescott would have just sit there on the bench, get his reps and things of that nature, it would have been so much better for this young guy's career. I'm the guy that would tell you guys that. if he was to do that. But changes in life, things happen without a cause or reasoning. And on top of that, it is what it is. It is what it is, Cowboy Nation. But let's get this thing going. More Amari Cooper slants. Yeah, we can see that. We definitely can see that. Law No Music to get us crunk. Oh, give me cash. Oh, man, you guys know I'm going to get you guys crunk. I'm gonna shut it down and get it down. And you know how it goes around. You know how this thing goes around. I'm going to get it crunk in a few seconds. You already know. Let me go ahead and get it crunk now because you already know that it's Saturday. I know you already got your coffee in your system. For those who drink Irish coffee, shout out to you all. If you don't know what Irish coffee is, look it up. But if you got your grits, eggs, and bacon, grits with a little cheese in it, shout out to you. And if you got your oatmeal, your cream of wheat, if you're from the South, I know you guys crunk. Yes, this is the Law Nation report. Yes, let's go, baby. And I can't have this in the back. Let's get this going, baby. I want to see you guys today at the Lava Cantina in Plano. Yes. Get off your seat, baby. Pressure. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. Yes, let's go. Let's get this thing going. Facts that law brings. I bring the facts, baby. I really want you guys to bring the facts too. Shout out to Janiqua. Yes. Let's get this thing going one way or another. Mr. Truckee dropping a donation in the thing. He dropped $20 in this thing to help grow the nation. Have a drink on me and tell Mark hello. This is from Mr. Truckee, 500. Yes. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. Yes. Y'all see that over there? Blow me up, baby. Blow me up. Let's get big on this thing. Blow me up. Give me up now. Yes. I bring the facts, baby. Bring these facts into this house, baby. Cowboy Nation all day, even twice on Sunday. Silver and Blue Nation. Let's go. Get out your seat. Let's bring the heat. See you guys today live like 95 at the Lava Cantina. Me, Drew Pearson, Travis Frederick, Zach Martin, Mark Hone, Big Game James, Producer G. Oh my goodness, we're going to bring this thing home. Yes, DC Cowboy Scouting, DDP. Every legend was once a prospect. Let's get this thing going one way or another. I really want to see you guys there too. Be there or be square. Let's get this thing going. Go, baby. Let's go. Cowboy Nation, let's get this thing going one way or another. We got this thing. All we got to do is play our style of game, play our temperament, play what we need to do with the path of the righteous man. The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. But blessed is he that is in the name of charity and goodwill shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness. For he is truly thy brother's keeper and founder of lost soul. And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those attempting to poison and destroy thy brother. And Ezekiel Elliott, let the beast go. That's what we need to do. Let's get this thing going one way or another. Cowboy Nation all day, even twice on Sunday. I say it again, one way or another. Let's go. Don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to this channel. Let's go, baby. Cowboy Nation for life. Nobody want to step up to this thing. Let's go. Let's get this thing going. We them boys all day. Yes. Man, let me tell you what I walk around on my feet. I'm at the house. Cowboys, everything. Yes, that's what's on my feet everywhere I go. Cowboys Nation, baby. That's all the time I have for this beautiful day, man. Really appreciate each and every last one of you guys. Don't forget to hit that like button, share this content. I got a podcast that's LAW Nation. I'm on iTunes. You'll be able to catch this on iTunes as well, especially if you're driving and if you're all around into this mix and you can't watch the video. That's cool. Thank y'all for making these donations, man. I really appreciate it. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. Let the Eagles talk their trash, but at the end of the day, they still looking up. Super Bowl rings do not expire. I do know that they try to craft stories around the fact that they won in this millennium, which is cool. If it's that horrible, if it's that horrible for us not to win this soon and this early and often, then let me know what the hell is taking the rest of the team to catch up. Let me know. I really want to know, Cowboy Nation, because last I checked, we still got 5, and you can't take them away from us. And none of our Super Bowls are questionable like the New England Patriots of the world. But shout out to the Steelers, too. They got 6. We still looking up only halfway to them, but it's all good. Thank everybody for tuning in to this thing. Let's go one way or another. Man, Chad, appreciate you, man, for making a donation to help grow this nation. Your dedication to the nation means everything. Let's get this thing going, baby. Let's go. Get out of your seat. Get out of your bed. Cowboy Nation all day, even twice on Sunday. Listening to